Okay, I'm going to do another video of the backyard because we've planted a lot of plants since you guys were here last April to see it. So I'm standing at the lanai and when you first go out of the house to the backyard. So over here, I still have my blueberry plant that's in front of Jason, and then that plant in the pot on the other side of the grill is a spinach plant. So we've got those, and then up here on top of the rain barrels, we've got some lemongrass is the tall grasses. What Jason's holding in his hand are sweet potatoes. And then we have some beans. This right here is the bean plant. And then we have the same things over here. We have another spinach plant. That's again sweet potatoes, and another bean plant up there. So if you come over here, then we have the arecas that are along the fence here. I think they were all here when you were here last year, but this guy is new. This is a Suriname cherry. Then we have our tangerine tree. So if we go behind the tangerine tree, we set up this little watering bucket for the chickens because they love to hide underneath the tangerine tree. It's a lot cooler under there for them, so I wanted to make sure that they had water close to the tangerine tree since their coop and the rest of their water is on the other side. So then you can see our mango tree, and we have a good amount of mangoes on it this year, so we're pretty excited about that. I don't think we had this bamboo when you were here last year, so we have a bit of bamboo there, and then on this side we have some bamboo there, and you can see we have a really tall shoot and it was actually taller than that, but the top broke off. We don't know if a bird tried to land on it and was too heavy for it and broke off the very top. We're not sure. So we got some bamboo there. Then we had our sea grapes, which we had when you were here last year. They will produce grapes and you can eat them. I don't think they're a true grape because obviously this isn't a vine, but you can eat them. We haven't had any off of ours yet, but we've seen they're a pretty popular plant down here, so we've seen other ones and we've sampled a little bit, and they were pretty good, but they have a very large pit, so you don't get like a whole lot of flesh out of them, but they still taste good. So then we have another bamboo stand over here, and if you come over here, there's the shed. So if you come onto this side of the yard, this is a loquat tree, and it again is just another tropical tree. Produces like a little fruit off of it with a little seed inside of it, and they're pretty good. What else is new? We have the avocado tree, which again, that was here when you were here, but we have little avocados growing on it, and we actually have a pretty good amount of them too. If you can see, we have those, we got some more down there. So the whole tree is, we've got a lot on there. The whole tree is not covered, but there's a pretty decent amount on there. This is one of our fig plants that we have. We have two of these. One is here and one is on the side yard. Here's our chicken coop. So this is kind of like the back side of it, and we have that stuff on top so that it provides a little bit of shade for the chickens. That box that's hanging off of it is the nesting box, so that's where they will go to lay their eggs when they are old enough. And so this is the door for the chickens where they would come in and out. That PVC pipe that you see there is a feeder, so you just stick the feed in the top, and then it comes out and they just peck through that hole, and that's how they get their feed. So this is the little ramp that we have going into the door for them, and that is another watering container. That's one of their things of water, and they do have some shade if they go underneath the coop. And I'll show you inside the coop. So this door we use for cleaning or if we have to get inside to do anything, to do any kind of like maintenance or work or anything like that, we use this, you know, this big door to get in and out. So we have the inside of the coop, and we have our door, and Jason made it so that it is automatic. So he, I believe, is going to do a little video to show you all about how that works. And there's their perch. That's where they sleep at night. And there's another food container. Again, you just put it in the top and it comes out in the bottom, and they just peck out of that. And here is their water inside. And if you see, when they peck on these, they peck those and then the water comes out, and that's how they get their water. So that's inside the coop. I don't think we have any other new stuff on this side. We have this orange tree that's right here. It's not in the greatest shape, and I don't know if you can see, there's aluminum foil on there. It's a technique called air layering, and we're trying to, because we actually do get oranges off of this tree, and you know, they're decent, they're actually pretty good oranges. So we wanted to try and propagate it and make another orange tree. Oh, sorry about that. So we want to try and make another orange tree. So if you do this thing called air layering, what you do is you strip off a little piece of the bark on one of the branches, and you put this rooting hormone on it. And then from the rooting hormone, you take really good soil or peat moss, and you really drench it. You put it in aluminum foil, and then you take it and you wrap it around the injured area on the bark. And it's supposed to start to grow roots, and once it starts to grow roots, which could take, depending on the tree, it takes different amounts of time. But once it grows roots, you just cut it off, and then you can stick it in dirt and it'll regrow. So here is another mango tree. I think we had that when you were here. It was smaller. One of our mangoes that we had the first year that we were here, we took the seed from it and we sprouted the seed and we planted it, and then this is what we have. And you can see the chickens were pecking at the top of it, so any new growth they were just pecking right off. So we had to move it out to the side yard so they can't get it. And you can see that it's growing it's grown a lot of new stuff now, so that's good. So we have our second fig tree. This tree is doing a lot better than the other one. I don't know if it's because this one gets more sun, or I'm not really sure why this one's doing so much better, but this is our second fig tree. So we're on the side of the house now where the garage is. And then we have 3 banana plants. We have that one, which is doing really well. We have this one, which is doing better, but still not as good as the first one. And we have this one, which is doing really, really great. The first two, this one and this one, we bought online. There is a ton of different varieties of bananas, which I didn't know that until we started looking into it. They are supposed to taste, the bananas are supposed to taste like vanilla ice cream. So they're called the ice cream banana plant. So we bought 2 of them, and again, that one's doing much better than this one, but I think this one's coming along. I think it's doing better than it was, so that's good. And then this banana tree is the Cavendish banana, which is the kind that you buy in the grocery store. So if we come over here, so now we're in the front, there's my new car. We have more bamboo. Jason really likes his bamboo, and you can see that they are sprouting new shoots. And one thing I didn't mention yet was, if you can see all the wood chips all the way back to the tangerine tree. It's a method called the Back to Eden gardening method, and what you do is you layer the wood chips down, and as they break down, they create really, really good fertile soil for growing, because of course Florida is all sand, so you can't, everything that you plant, you can't just pop it in the ground unless it's a palm tree. You really can't just pop it in the ground and expect it to grow, because it's just not going to, because we don't have good sand or soil or dirt or anything like that down here. So you just take all these wood chips, you layer them out. We have them from here all the way to the driveway, and as they break down, you layer them really thick, like 5 inches thick, and they break down and they create really good soil that you can plant in. Okay, and then over here we have a pomegranate tree. So now we're in the front yard, of course, and if we keep coming over here, we have our mango tree in the front yard, and this one is not as far along as the other one, but you can see that there are mangoes on it. Jason and his bamboo, we've got more bamboo there. We've got some hibiscus. We planted a bunch of hibiscus because they had it on clearance at Lowe's for $5, like $5 a plant. So we bought a ton of them and just planted them all around. Over here we have a star fruit tree. Unfortunately, we kind of forgot about this one for a little bit, so we haven't really been up on watering it. So it's a little bit droopy, but I think it'll be fine. I think it'll come back and it'll be fine. Because it wasn't so far gone or anything that it was dying, but it did have a lot of yellow leaves on it that I picked off last night. So I think it'll be fine and it'll come back. And if you look at it closely, you can see that there is some new growth on it. So over here, I have some raspberry plants. Raspberry plants are not supposed to do good in Florida, but I love raspberries and they're expensive. So I figured, what the heck, I'll give it a shot and I'll try it. If it doesn't work, then at least I know that it doesn't work and I can't grow my own raspberries in Florida. It's too hot and it's too humid for them. So right now it's the morning time, so they're getting morning sun. The morning sun is, as far as Florida standards go, a little bit gentler than afternoon sun. So I put them in the front of the house so they wouldn't get the brunt of the sun during the day, because the house shades them in the afternoon because the sun is in the backyard. So so I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna try it out, and I'm gonna see what happens. If they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't. So I think that is everything. We don't have anything planted on the other side. So that was the front yard, the side yard by the garage, and the backyard. So you can see it looks a lot different than it did when you were here last year. And I don't know where the chickens are. I was gonna try and get them in the video. Alright, I think they're, oh, I see them. Okay. Just show you how big the girls have gotten. I can call them over and they'll come running. Hi, girls. Hi, chickens. Hi. We make that noise and they come over and they think that I have food for them, so that's why they come running when they hear that noise. Because any kind of table scraps or any kind of treats that we give them or anything like that, we make that noise, they come running and then they get food, so they associate that noise with food. So it's a good way to call them when you want them to come to you. So, and there are the chickens. So that's basically it for the backyard and for all the planting and pretty much everything that we've been busy doing and busy working on. Basically the chickens and planting, that's been taking up most of our time, most of our free time. So alrighty, well, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.